Hello and welcome to researching a paid P-card transaction on the Paid Procurement Card Transaction or PRCUT page in AZ360. We will be demonstrating this process in one of our test environments, and the screen has been zoomed in for optimal viewing. In our training scenario, a manager needs to look up a finalized P-card transaction to research if a disbursement was applied correctly and paid out. We will utilize the PRCUT page to locate the P-card transaction and research the corresponding procurement card payment request or PRCC transaction. Please note that the P-card transaction from the previous scenario was converted into a PRCC transaction through the overnight batch process and approved offline. We did not include the approval of the PRCC transaction in this course as it follows the accounts payable workflow process, which is not included in this training. Okay, to get started, we will navigate to the global search field at the top of the screen, click the expand caret, and we'll ensure that page code has been selected. In the global search field, we will enter PRCUT, and we'll then select PRCUT Paid Procurement Card Transaction from the options that generate. Okay, the page will then populate. In the P-card ID field, we will enter the identification code for the P-card, so in this case ADA 999999. And then we will click Apply. As a reminder, only finalized PRCC transactions that have been paid out will appear on the PRCUT page. Notice the results that generate in the grid at the bottom of the page. In this scenario, there are two lines that reference the same PRCC transactions. You can see the number here, 25, a string of zeros, and then followed by 1. There are two lines because we created two accounting lines when making this payment. You'll see here's our $20 payment and then the $3.84 payment. Okay. More details regarding both of these payments can be viewed by clicking the expand caret and then navigating through the various sections. Okay. Additional payment information can be viewed by clicking the actual hyperlink under the transaction reference column, and that will open the PRCC transaction. Okay, next we will navigate the tabs of the PRCC transaction to determine if the payment was applied correctly, to include that the correct chart of account or COA elements were applied. On the header tab in the general information section, you'll see that high-level payment information is included, like the record date, P-card administrator, the actual amount of the payment. In the payee section, we will verify the payee vendor code. As a reminder, it is the payee on the header of the PRCC, the U.S. Bank vendor code for the agency that is paid, and not the vendor or the merchant. So here is the payee right here, U.S. Bank. Okay, I'll scroll back up and click on the vendor tab. Information listed on this tab shows the merchant, so in this case Amazon Marketplace, where the P-card was used, and this information is carried over from the P-card transaction. Multiple payments to the same vendor on the same day will be consolidated on this tab. If the same P-card was used to pay multiple vendors in the same day, this tab would list each vendor as their own vendor line. Please note that PRCC vendor information uses the miscellaneous payvend, or MISCPAYVEND vendor code, and dummy address information. So the information listed here. The legal name field will show the actual name of the real merchant. Okay, go ahead and click on the commodity tab. This tab displays all commodities for the transaction as separate line items. In most cases, there will only be one commodity line displayed. Attachments made on the PRCUU page will carry over to this tab. So you'll see the attachment listed here. Okay, go ahead and click on the accounting tab. The accounting lines are populated with the elements that inferred from the accounting template and any manual additions or changes made to the COA in the P-card transaction or on the PRCUU page, or when the PRCC transaction was reviewed and approved. If there are questions on how a payment was made, the user should verify that the correct COA elements were used. As a reminder, COA elements are located both on the blue accounting line, you see them listed here, and additional COA can be viewed by clicking the expand caret and navigating to the COA section, and then just scrolling down. Okay, note that no changes can be made on the PRCUT page or on a finalized PRCC transaction. If a user finds that a payment was not for a valid charge, they should consult their manager and then their agency's GAO liaison. Okay, going to go ahead and click the home icon to return to the home page, and we have completed the review of the paid P-card transaction on the Paid Procurement Card Transaction or PRCUT page in AZ360.